Hello, everyone, and thank you so much today for joining us wherever you're joining us from the comfort of your home. Welcome to our Tap into Your Travel Senses with CAA Atlantic, our virtual travel showcase. We're thrilled that you're here to join us today and live, and I'm pleased, very pleased, and excited to be a part of this presentation with our friend Sarah Hamilton from Brendan Vacations. Be prepared for an absolutely wonderful, engaging presentation. It's going to be a blast, and you're going to learn a whole lot about Ireland and Brendan Vacations. So I'm thrilled to be a part of that today and to introduce Sarah. But before I do that, just wanted to go over a few little housekeeping notes before we get started. So you're basically muted throughout the presentation for any noise or feedback. You are in listen-only mode at the moment. However, you can still ask questions. All you would need to do is click on the orange arrow button on your control panel along the side of your screen, and you can type your question in underneath the question field. We will be answering questions at the end of the presentation, but if we don't have enough time to answer all of the questions, we promise we will get back to you and address those via email. So feel free to ask away anything that's on your mind at all. A good idea is to actually view the presentation in full screen mode. That way you can really maximize the enjoyment and see all the beautiful vistas and information that Sarah's going to present. And the volume on your videos may need a little bit of adjusting as they've been recorded at a lower volume than the actual session's volume. So presentation will take about 30 minutes in length, and we're really, really pleased that you're here to join with us today. So thank you so much. So I'd like to just introduce Sarah. Sarah Hamilton from Brendan Vacations. So Sarah was born and raised in a wee Irish village, and she caught the travel bug playing flute for the Cross-Border Orchestra of Ireland. While she was traveling with the orchestra, she fell in love with New York City. I mean, makes sense. New York is pretty amazing, and she's since made it her second home. Working for Brendan Vacations has given Sarah the opportunity to proudly share her love for her absolutely beautiful country. And I can tell you, I've been to Ireland. It's one of my absolute favorite destinations in the world. I can't wait to go back. Every day, Sarah inspires people to weave her own Celtic stories, their own stories, by connecting them to the heartbeat of her homeland, the people. And of course, here in Atlantic Canada, we have such a connection and a rich history tied into Ireland. So we're really thrilled that you've joined us today. And here's just a couple of pictures of myself. This was my own travels there a few years ago out on the Giant Causeway in Northern Ireland. So absolutely loved it. I just can't wait to go back. And yeah, we just had a wonderful time. So Sarah, I'm happy to turn it over to you, and everybody please enjoy the presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love that you enjoyed Ireland, and I'm sure you love it just as much as I do. And a big Céad Míle Fáilte, which is 100,000 welcomes to everyone today. Thank you for joining and hearing all about my wonderful wee home. I am from Ireland, in a little tiny wee village up in the northeast, and I do live in New York City right now. And oh my goodness, just like you all, I have been dreaming about Ireland morning, noon, and night. I cannot wait to go home. All my family are there, and first thing I'm going to go is go see my family, get a cup of tea, and then maybe a wee pint of Guinness as well. On Brendan Vacations, there we are, anything in a kilt. This is how you're going to remember us at Brendan Vacations. Ireland and Scotland, that's all we do. And we're going to focus on Ireland today, go on a wee journey around Ireland. And you know, we can travel to Ireland and Scotland on any of our travel styles that really suits you and is guided by our mantra of taking you personally. We can do the private chauffeur, the look self-driving locally hosted rail. Do that's so important now, and I'm not being biased, but the most important thing in Ireland is the people. And we want to make sure we're going to connect you to the people along the way. Now, you know that the well-being for our guests and our team is always going to be our top main priority. We want you to feel confident when you make the right choice, and knowing that we have put numerous measures in place to elevate our hygiene standards and protocols. We'll have an always-on support team, and our trip teams have been expertly trained in enhanced hygiene and standards and monitor compliance and guest well-being throughout each trip. And you know, we want to take care of you the whole way, make sure it's hassle-free, ensure that transportation and luggage are all hygienically taken care of throughout the trip. And we have a global support team behind the scenes, an additional layer of support who are on call and in contact with our trip teams 24/7. And all team members and guests must complete a travel declaration before joining the trip. And all those frequently touched surfaces, our vehicles will be disinfected multiple times a day. And our private chauffeur vehicles undergo deep cleaning nightly. And our rental cars from our travels partner Hertz will undergo the gold standard clean. And our hotels, venues and suppliers that you will interact with have been strictly vetted by our team before each trip to meet our local regulations and establish TTC, WTTC and WHO wellbeing protocols. And we'll have a 24/7 instant response. Our teams are always up to date and continue to adjust to the changing regulations from health authorities and local governments. And then changes behind the scenes so you can relax and concentrate on enjoying the trip. And should an incident arise, look, we're here by your side, and you can rest assured that we are going to take care of everything and make sure everything is taken care of. Now, working with your amazing travel advisor, you're going to have wonderful benefits when it comes to our different travel styles, when it comes to Ireland, and when you travel with us. And you met an Irish person. They say that they put this story in history. And our amazing advisors here at CAA are going to be telling our story every single day. They will work with our amazing team along with you to make sure we have the perfect itinerary to make it magical and special for you when you travel with us. Of course, all this information you can talk to your travel advisor and make sure that you are getting the best from us. So I was thinking how to make this fun and engaging, and sure, look, listen, it's a Sunday afternoon, let's have a little crack, as the Irish say. You'll have to learn that word now when you come to Ireland. Now, it's spelled CRAIC, which means like banter and good fun. So you have your wee control panel there, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to see, can you name some of these famous destinations or a famous icon? You will see on your panel there in the chat box or the question and answer box, can you name this famous stout? I'm going to give you a few wee seconds. Now, you know what? I think this might be a little bit easy. Let's see, can you see it? Can you see what this is? You can type away there. Oh, I see some answers coming in. Yes, you have it. Sure, it's the Guinness. Oh, did you hear this before? There's a rumour that the Irish like to have a wee tipple. Yeah, there's a rumour. We don't know where it started. It may be true. We are home of the most amazing, famous stout in the world, Guinness. And when you're in Ireland, we always sit around and you're in a pub and you're with your friends and you have your wee tipple. Doesn't even matter if it's a wee dram, a Guinness, a beer, or if it's a cup of tea. We will always say sláinte. And that means cheers to our health to each other. So when you come to Ireland, you sit around before you take your first sip, all say sláinte. There's your first Irish Gaelic lesson of the day. That's one thing you'll take home with you now. And when you go to Ireland, you'll use it. Sláinte. So moving on, when you're coming with Brendan to us, we really have travelled for absolutely everyone and every occasion. And as I mentioned, we wanted to be guided by our mantra of taking you personally. Maybe you want to come and have a celebration, or there's a family reunion, a special interest, or maybe you want to go see some festivals or a set jetter. We really have something for absolutely everyone, and we work with your amazing advisors to make sure we handcraft that perfect itinerary for you. And there's something for everyone, from 5 to 95. Maybe you want to come and you have roots in Ireland, and we are seeing this. So many people are coming back to walk in the footsteps of their Celtic clan. And no matter where you are in your genealogy journey, maybe you're starting off and you want to come and meet a genealogist in Ireland, no problem, we can do that. Or you know exactly which tiny wee village that you want to go to, maybe similar to my village where there's 3 pubs and 25 houses. We can take you there with our independent travel styles, which is amazing. And if you don't have any ancestry in Ireland, you know what? You can become part of our Brendan Celtic clan. Don't worry about that. But we really have something for everyone. And we are seeing a lot of multi-generational people traveling back to their homelands and going to those little places, maybe visiting the churches where their grandparents got married, or going and seeing an old house. Like, it's something absolutely stunning. And Look, we'll work with the amazing team and put everything together for you. How do we do that? Sure, we have fantastic team along with your advisors. Also, with us at Brendan Vacations, we have an amazing team here behind the scene behind the wee blue door there in Marion Square. You know, we call Dublin our fair city. There's Catherine Riley. Oh, Catherine is a Bagrian, that's what I like to call her, which is Irish for Queen of Ireland and Scotland. You know, she literally knows everybody and everybody knows her. And with her amazing team, we can handcraft the perfect itinerary for you. Work with our fabulous team over here. We will make sure that it's going to be magical and special for you when you come to our wonderful wee Emerald Isle. You're saying this sounds great, Sarah. Can't wait to get over there. But what kind of travel styles do you have? As I mentioned earlier, we have independent travel styles of the private chauffeur, the luxury self-drive, and locally hosted rail. And as we venture through the Celtic Isle today, I'll tell you a little bit about each of those travel styles and how it can be unique to you and so personal as well. Now, just a wee note, we do say we travel for everyone. Maybe you want to mix and match these travel styles. Want to travel by rail, but pick up the car and go on the open road? No problem. It's all going to be personal to you. Okay, I want to think of this, right? So Ireland, we're over 5,000 years old. Can you imagine the properties that we have that you can stay in that have stories to tell? Oh, these amazing castles, manors, hotels, B&Bs, all these fabulous accommodations that we can put into your itinerary and make it so special. Maybe you're like me and you want to stay in castles the whole time. Pass me my tiara, no problem. Or if you want to stay in charming B&Bs and mix it with hotels and then splash out in a castle, you want to stay in all hotels, no problem. It's whatever you would like to do when you visit our wonderful home. And of course, you know, we're going to have properties that are hand-picked, hand-selected by our fabulous team, and also those experiences along the way. And we call this Catherine's Collection. So they're vetted by our team to make sure they are the best of the best. You're going to absolutely love them. And again, working with your amazing advisor, we can work on what properties you'd like to stay in. As I said, we can mix and match them, stay in any kind of properties, and working with your amazing advisor, we will do that for you. Okay, so let's move on to our first travel style. And this is the private chauffeur. This is where you're traveling with a local storyteller, a skilled person. They're absolutely amazing. They're local in the know. And you're going to sit back, relax. Everything is going to be taken care of. With the private chauffeur, we can go anywhere, see those iconic sites, delve into culture, or go to those little tiny wee villages off the beaten track. No problem. Wherever you want to go, iconic sites to those little places. We'll put everything together and staying in properties from Catherine's Collection. With the chauffeur, sit back, relax. They are there. They're your friend with you along the way. For the chauffeur, it could be for 2 people, 20 people, 200 people. Doesn't matter. All we do is increase the size of the luxury vehicle. And it's an absolutely wonderful way to see Ireland. And, you know, I feel like we're friends now. I think we're establishing this relationship. And I really want to be honest with you before you even think about the chauffeur. I have to put it out there. If you're going with a chauffeur, no, you will not be able to take the chauffeur back home with you. No, you have to leave them in Ireland. I know, you're going to argue this with me, but they are going to become your best friends. You're going to want to take them home with you, but we have to keep them in Ireland. They're so special. We absolutely love them. So you're going to love traveling with a chauffeur. And again, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we can do that. And again, with a chauffeur, it's those exclusive, high-touch experiences that we can offer. Like an exclusive connoisseur experience at the Guinness Storehouse. Yes, we're around the world. We're known for the Guinness. And no trip to Ireland is complete without a visit to the Guinness Storehouse. It's like interactive multi-story sensory extravaganza. It's in the heart of the city centre of St James's Gate Brewery. You're going to absolutely love it. So we can have exclusive access to a private wee snug and a connoisseur bar, and experience and immerse yourself in the rich flavours and history of the beers, and experience Guinness like never before. And then we can take you up to the wonderful Gravity Bar and see the stunning sights of Dublin. And it's so absolutely beautiful. We love the Guinness Storehouse. And it's actually the Gravity Bar is the tallest in Dublin. And wait till I tell you this wee fun fact. St James's Gate Brewery was purchased in 1759 by Sir Arthur Guinness. Wait till I tell you for how much. Oh, £45 and a 9,000-year lease. Well, if that's not a bargain, I don't even know what is. So we can come here, of course, on any of our travel styles, but with the private chauffeur, you'll have that exclusive connoisseur experience. While we're in Dublin at the Guinness Storehouse, let's tip off and see the fabulous Book of Kells over in Trinity College, which is one of our amazing national treasures. And there's so much to do in each place that we visit. Maybe you want to have a wee bit of a Cayley, which is a Scottish and Irish word pronounced Cayley, a traditional Irish or Scottish social gathering, and it involves like Gaelic music and dancing. Of course, our Irish music is famous throughout the whole world. Even in Canada, the Irish Rovers, do you know the Irish Rovers? They originated in Toronto in 1963. So we have these wonderful connections around the world when it comes to our music. To come, and if it is your thing, we can organise to see some fabulous Irish music while you're here. Now, another thing that you can do while you're here, maybe play a bit of golf. Yes, maybe a bit of a golfer. Do you know what you have to do? All you got to do is bring your wee shoes. We'll organise everything else. We'll organise the tea times. We'll organise the golf clubs. And as you're travelling with a private chauffeur, it's completely customisable. So book the golf and then build a whole itinerary around it to wherever you want to go. And maybe you're thinking, well, I love to golf, but the other half of the family don't really want to golf, but I'd love to have a wee round of golf there. No worries. We can send the golfers off for the day, and the rest of the party traveling can go and enjoy the sightseeing or whatever, diving into the culture with the private chauffeur. Now, we also do golf, of course, over in Scotland. Now, they say that's where it was invented, right? The Scots invented golf. But us Irish, we perfected it. That's a bit of a dad joke. Sorry about that. But we do have some of the most amazing golf courses in Ireland as well. And it's all about the 19th hole. Have you heard about the 19th hole around the golf? That crack I was telling you about, the banter, the fun that you're going to have when you travel and meeting the locals along the way. Okay, I think it's time for another wee quiz. Now, this might be a little bit harder than the Ale Guinness, but can anybody name this famous destination? Okay, I'm going to wait a few seconds. Oh, yes, we have some Celtic experts on here. I think so. You're right. Yes, it is in Northern Ireland. Have you got it? It's one of the most beautiful, iconic sights you'll ever see when you visit. Yes, it is the Giant Causeway. A beautiful Giant Causeway up on the North Antrim coast of Ireland. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Now, my daddy is actually from up around here in the Giant's Causeway, so when there's little wee folk just running around these places, oh, it's beautiful and it's full of stories and history. Now, I'll tell you a wee story, but first of all, I want to tell you about our wee travel style that we can take you there. Of course, we can go here in any of our travel styles, but I want to talk about our luxury self-drive. So you love that I told you about the chauffeur, those exclusive high-touch experiences. But you're thinking, Sarah, I want to drive the open road in a luxury car. No problem. I want you to close your eyes for a few seconds. Put yourself in a beautiful car, like a Mercedes or a Range Rover or something similar. And you're driving through the Glen of Antrim, through the 40 shades of green, along the wild Atlantic way. Your hair is blowing in the beautiful wind, and you have that fresh smell of Ireland. And you're doing it all yourself, driving in style and having those exclusive experiences. That is our luxury self-drive. wherever you want to go, and those experiences and connecting with the locals along the way. That's what it's all about, and it's unique and personal to you. Any types of accommodations you want to stay in, and all those wonderful experiences, we can organise that along with your fabulous advisor. Now, we just talked about the Giant's Causeway. And again, as I mentioned, we want to connect you to the real heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is people, right? So here's the wonderful Mark Rogers, a local storyteller. He is fabulous. He's been taking guests along the fabulous Causeway Coast, the Giant's Causeway, with his family for generations, and it's absolutely stunning and a must when visiting Northern Ireland. Now, I think, let me see, do we have time for a wee folklore story? I think I'll tell you a wee one. Now, we're over 5,000 years old. We're full of stories, and you'll learn these stories, hear these stories when you visit my wee home. But I want to tell you this wee folklore story about the Giant's Causeway. So you can see here in this image, it's a very unique formation. Now, there's two reasons why they say this formation was created. There's the scientific way, and then there's the truth. I'm going to tell you both. Scientists believed it was created by volcanic activity, yada, 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 yada. No, wait till I tell you. What we learned, what was taught to us from generation to generation, is that it was created by giants. Yes, giants. I'm going to tell you this story. Long, long, long time ago, there was a giant in Northern Ireland, and he was called Finn McCool. And he had a rival over in Scotland called Benandonnan. Now, between Northern Ireland and Scotland, it's only about 12 miles. So a causeway was built from Northern Ireland to Scotland because these giants were going to fight. So it was built. Finn McCool, he heads over to Scotland to see Benandonnan. Oh, well, he is proud as punch. He is, the confidence, it's oozing off him. He is marching away across the causeway. But as he gets closer and closer and closer to Scotland, the Scottish giant gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he goes, oh no, he's too big. I won't be able to fight him. So he goes back to his wife, Una, who is in Northern Ireland, and said, Una, I cannot fight the Scottish giant. He is absolutely massive. I don't know what I'm going to do. Una paused. She thought for a moment, okay, I've got an idea. I'm going to dress you, Finn McCool, as the baby and put you in the bed. Finn McCool thought, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure, I have no other hope. I got to do it. So she dresses him as a baby, and he has this little wee Dodie, we call it a pacifier Dodie, and he's in the bed pretending to be asleep. And not too long after that, the Scottish giant Benandonnan comes knocking at the door, and I mean, he is roaring. He is screaming, I'm here to fight Finn McCool, the Irish giant. Una, very calmly, very posed, opens the door and says, I'm sorry, there is no Irish giant here. All I have is my sleeping baby. So sleeping baby obviously was Finn McCool. So when the Scottish giant takes one look behind the door and sees the sleeping baby, he goes, if that's the size of the baby, I don't want to see the size of the father. And oh, did he run? He ran as fast as his legs would carry him all the way back to Scotland, chipping away at the causeway as he did, causing that unique formation that you see today. So it wasn't by volcanic activity that those scientists are saying, it's actually created by giants. So this folklore story that we've been told for generations and generations, these stories are all around our beautiful wee isle and over in Scotland too. Now, I could spend all day, my friends say I ate the Blarney Stone, I'll spend all day talking about folklore stories, but that one in particular I wanted to share. Behind every man, there's a strong and smart woman. So you'll hear these stories up in the wonderful Giant's Causeway. Mark will tell you this story. You can be the one like, Mark, I know what you're talking about. Or you want to go and visit the fisherman's cottage and that adrenaline rush of crossing the rope bridge, which is suspended 100 feet above sea level. Or go with Mark and have that exclusive experiences as well, where you walk along the cliff path across the spectacular bridge and waves are crashing below. You'll become one of the few who have stepped beyond the bridge, as we call it, at the fisherman's cottage. So these exclusive experiences that we'd love to offer when it comes to the luxury self-drive and also on the private chauffeur. And again, it's connected with the locals along the way. Our wonderful Tracy up in Northern Ireland and in Strangford Lough, we love her. She's a wee dote. You'll get to roll up your sleeves. She'll welcome you into her 18th century cottage, and you're going to learn some of her famous soda breads, how to bake it. Then, you know, you can go home and show off to all your friends and be like, oh, I'll make you some Irish soda bread that I learned from a true local. Or maybe you're maybe a fan of Game of Thrones and you want to go to Winterfell, put on your cloak, a bit of a set getter, go to these areas where the iconic television series is filmed. We can do that. Or go to fabulous Belfast and see the Titanic Museum. And it's a visitor attraction and it's a monument to Belfast's maritime heritage on the site of the former Harland and Wolff shipyard in the city's Titanic Quarter where the RMS Titanic was built. And this is definitely a can't miss experience on any trip to Belfast when you're visiting. And we can go to Belfast as well on any of our travel styles like our locally hosted rail. And this is where you travel around our wonderful Celtic Isles by rail. And I love this travel style as it's, you know, I like to say it's traveling on your own, but you're never alone. You'll travel from one destination to the next, you're independently traveling by train. But in each destination you visit, you will have a Brendan specialist, a Brendan local host in each city that you visit. For example, you will arrive into Dublin and you'll go to your hotel and meet your wonderful Dublin local host, someone who was born there, born and raised in destination, and they'll come with treasure trove of ideas on what to do, taste and see while visiting their city. They'll sit with you for an hour, for 2 hours, and then they'll say, okay, here's my number, you're on your own, but you're never alone, call me anytime you like. You have a wonderful time exploring the cities, the destination on your own, hop on the train and go to the next destination like Cork or Killarney and meet your next local host specialist from that destination who will meet you at your hotel and sit with you, any questions that you have. So it's having that independence, but also traveling and having independence, but also having the security of knowing, having a local in the destination when you visit. Up in Belfast too, we have that. And you know, in destinations where we don't have rail because we are a tiny little wee place, well, we get a chauffeur to come and pick you up to your next destination. So what about staying in a castle? Some people do that. They will stay in, they'll do their rail and then splash out in the castle for that wow factor before they head home. Of course, we can stay on castles, manors, hotels, B&Bs on any of our travel styles, especially the one that we love. Oh, the treasure of the Emerald Isle. Oh, the beautiful Ashford Castle dates back to 1228 and it is absolutely beautiful. We actually, our sister company, Red Carnation, owns it. It sits on Loch Corrib, beautiful 800-year-old castle. We are so proud of it, as you can probably tell. And it's if you can go there, I say do it. You'll absolutely love it. It's stunning. And the Guinness family actually used to own it, would you believe? And it is one of the finest resort hotels in Ireland. It's a 5-star property. It is beautiful. And there's so much to do while visiting this destination too. It was a place for scholars. So think of Oscar Wilde, father Sir William Wilde, who himself was a doctor and traveller, stayed around the castle for some time. Some famous people like Brad Pitt, Ted Kennedy, and King George V were also seen around the castle too. So this beautiful, beautiful castle. There's 83 guest rooms, each uniquely decorated by a leading interior designer, bring out the character of the castle. It is stunning. Now, when you go there, you're visiting Ashford Castle, you'll find me here in the wine cellar. Absolutely, how stunning is this? This is a place not to be missed. And during when the Red Carnation Hotel Group bought this property from the Travel Corporation, we bought it. They when they're doing the restoration, they discovered this unused tunnel that was originally a limestone coal bunker and later an old servants' entrance and walkway underneath the castle. So Ireland's Ashford Castle has long been recognised for its outstanding wine list. So when they unearthed this tunnel, it was the perfect solution to turn it into a wine cellar and must. Of course, we have fabulous activities for all the family when they travel. to Ireland and stay in Ashford Castle, from falconry, where these majestic hawks come from flight and land on a perch of an arm, to doing like walking, bicycle tours. There's like professionally designed golf course, a fitness centre. You want to be like me as well, dining in the, or relaxing in the spa. Oh, we have something for everyone when it comes to Ashford Castle. And staying in Ashford Castle, we can stay in this on any of our travel styles. It is amazing. And of course, we have so many beautiful castles and manors that we can put together for you to stay in when you travel. And we really have fun for all the family. When it's for the little wee ones that want to do, go and chase some fairies, or learn about the leprechauns, or do some biking, do some fun. To anyone who's 95, from 5 to 95, want to sit back and relax and taste the flavors of the destination. Maybe you want to do some whiskey experiences, some food tours. We really have something for everyone. Okay, it's that time again. Can you name this famous destination? We just talked about Ashford Castle, and it is over on the west coast of Ireland in County Mayo, just on the border between Mayo and Galway. And as we travel a bit down, we're going to head down south. Very famous, iconic site here. I see some answers coming in. Yes, keep it coming. I see it. It's one of the most famous, iconic sites in Ireland. Now, I wouldn't go here. I wouldn't be going standing too close to the edge now on a very windy day. It is, you're right. Look at all these camping experts. Oh, it is the wonderful Cliffs of Moher. Absolutely beautiful. And it stretches over 8 kilometers, so it's like 5 miles, and it reaches over 700 feet. So while we're over there, as I said, we have something for all the family. Maybe the family want to do a cool farm experience, like the Burren Farm experience. And there's a farm in the Burren National Park on the west coast of Ireland, down near County Clare, and it's owned by Cahill and Bruna. It's UNESCO heritage site. It's absolutely beautiful, and get to invite the guests in and have that wonderful experience. I said there's something for absolutely everyone. Maybe you're thinking, Sarah, I love all these experiences you're talking about, but I'd love to drive my own. No problem. We can organise a self-drive. It's not just about booking those wonderful accommodations that we can book, and those experiences of connecting with the locals and having those food tours, whiskey tours, whatever it is. You know, we want to make sure that you're really having the best time when coming to our wee home. And you know, I like to say we drive on the right side of the road over at home, of course. And I actually live here in America, and I cannot drive on these streets. The 6 lanes. Oh my goodness. Wee lanes in Ireland, 2 wee lanes, and you know you're going to have a traffic jam full of cows, the sheep. That's my dream. Again, everything is completely customizable wherever you want to go on your self-drive. We will work with your amazing advisors at CAA to put together the perfect itinerary for you when you come and visit. Maybe you want to go and see the wonderful Ring of Kerry, which is 179 kilometers, a circular route. Absolutely beautiful, and there's so many more activities that we can offer along the way, like cycling, riding, hill climbing, or you want to go to Killarney and do the jaunting, or maybe you want to do a bit of hiking with Linda in Killarney National Park. Oh, Linda, again, meeting the locals along the way and having that wonderful experience and seeing the beautiful sights that we have to offer over in Ireland as well. You know, in County Kerry, if you're there, we have the Puck Fair. Just telling wee stories along the way. We have this wonderful, cool Puck Fair, which is Ireland's oldest traditional festival. It's over 400 years old, and it's the only festival in the world where a wild mountain goat is crowned a king. Yes, you heard me right. And that's a story for another wee day. What do you think? I could told you I have so many stories. I could keep talking here for so long. So again, with the self-drive, we can book those accommodations anywhere across the Celtic Isle, north, south, east, west, and those little nitty, tiny wee places you want to go, we can take you there and again, connect you with the locals along the way. That's a wee journey around Ireland. I just thought I'd keep it light today and talk about some of the wonderful experience that we have. Of course, we have so much to offer when it comes to visiting with us and Brendan Vacations. And working with your advisor, we want to make sure it's personal to you. Maybe you want to come and do food tours the whole time, whiskey tastings the whole time. You want to see those iconic sites. you want to travel with family, there's 20 of you going, no problem. We will organize everything and make it personal to you, be it with the private chauffeur and the luxe self-drive with those exclusive high-touch experiences, or traveling yourself, driving the open road in a self-drive, or going traveling by train from one destination to the next. We can make it personal to you. As I said, we can mix and match any of these travel styles as well. And we really want to connect you to the heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is the people. Their stories are going to bring your stories to life. And we cannot wait for you to create your own Celtic story. You're going to absolutely love it. Okay. Don't forget about those member benefits, of course, in each of the travel styles that we can offer when you work with your amazing CAA advisor. I think it's time for one more, because this is probably the most iconic site in Ireland. I did mention earlier, have the L gift of the gab, so this might be a bit, that might help it. Do you know where this site is? Oh, I see some answers coming through. Yeah. Oh, this is fabulous. You guys don't know the place inside. I some of you guys, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Yes, you have it. Ah, it's the Blarney Castle. Oh, the Blarney Stone. Here you go and get the L gift to the gab. And you know, the Blarney Stone is not the only tiny piece of Blarney Castle is ground, though. It's a small place. In fact, one of the biggest secrets of the Blarney Castle is the beautiful gardens that surround it. A gigantic lake and a lot of forest land to explore. There's tales of the witch's well and the fairies. There's so much to do and see and taste and experience when coming to Ireland with Brendan Vacations. We are part of the wonderful Travel Corporation, so you may be familiar with some of our sister brands that we have, which is like Trafalgar, Cost Saver, Uniworld, Luxury Gold Insight. These are African Travel. These are just some to talk that we are family of brands with. These are some of our brands, and you see our fabulous Van Reen again, the Irish for Queen, Catherine, with our amazing CEOs and chairmen of the travel corporations. We are so proud to be part of this corporation. Like, it's absolutely amazing. It's been around for over 100 years. And of course, in everything that we do and the places that we visit, we really want to make sure we're making a difference and giving back to the people and the places that we visit. Like, for example, like the Giant Causeway. There's in the visitor centre there was a fire a few years ago, and we actually have restored. You know, so it's making sure we're making a positive impact the people and the places that we visit. This is so important for us at Brendan and for the Travel Corporation. We're partnered by Fred Wright as well, so it's absolutely so important for us. Okay, so Brendan Vacations. I know we just talked about Ireland today. We also do Scotland, and so this is how you're going to remember us. We are anything in the kilt. We're the Ireland and Scotland experts. No matter where, how you want to travel, sure, we have you covered with our independent travel styles. Now, they mentioned we're going to make sure we connect you to the real heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is the people. And working with your amazing CAA team and advisors, we're going to make sure it's magical to you. We cannot wait to roll out our green carpet. I'm going to leave you on this wee joke. See, can you get this one? What is the fastest growing city in the world? It's Dublin, because it keeps on doubling. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for joining today, and thank you for everyone at CAA for having me. I could be here all day, so I better start shutting it down.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah. I know I can't wait to get back to Ireland anyway, and watching you and watching this presentation, I am chomping at the bit to get back. Ireland is definitely, if you haven't been, it's definitely a destination that should be on everybody's bucket list. And if you've already been, you have to go back, because there is so much to see and do with every visit in Ireland. So it's truly a magical fairyland of a destination. And Sarah, it couldn't have been a better way for you to highlight all that there is to offer there. So we thank you so very much. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to submit them. We will answer those after the presentation. If we don't have anything here today, if you think of anything, certainly let us know. Again, our virtual showcase has been going on all weekend, so we have more presentations coming up here this afternoon and as well throughout the day tomorrow. So if you're interested, please, log on to our website and have a look and see if there are any other presentations that you'd like to register for. Feel free to sign up and join us, because we'll be doing these the rest of today and throughout tomorrow. And basically there will also be a little giveaway. So we have a little door prize for everyone here who's attended today. So we will be doing that randomly by email, and the winner will be notified by email. So that is wonderful. And again, Sarah, we just want to thank you so much for joining us. It was truly a pleasure. You are an absolute dream to listen to. We could listen to you all day. Talk about Ireland and Haiti. Right, exactly. I'd like to listen to you say the weather forecast, quite frankly. So so truly a treat. So Sarah, thank you so much. And I'm Melissa. I work in the Dartmouth office with CAA, but please feel free to reach out to your CAA travel advisor for any questions, anything that you'd like to follow up with us about. We'd be happy to answer your questions and more so. And even though we may not be traveling right now, we're getting there, and it doesn't hurt to start to dream and to plan for the future. So certainly worth looking into. CAA is here to help. And again, Sarah, thank you so much. Yourself and Brendan Vacations, truly a pleasure. And thank you everyone very much for joining us today. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks everyone.